and it is now time that we get to Matters Tourism. We said that it will be a week full of Matters Tourism, you know, us getting to understand the different sectors of tourism and just how best then they come in handy to work together to make the best of this driving, you know, factor of the economy. We understand how crucial it is in terms of driving the economy, and especially in the country, and therefore there is much that needs to be done so that at least we make the best of it in terms of collection of revenue. We have seen tourists coming into the country, and you know, we've seen how instrumental that has been in terms of boosting our economy, so we can't just overlook this. So karibu once again. We are here at the Voi Safari Lodge and right at the heart of the Tsavo National Park as we get to enjoy the best of nature. And all this, we are grateful because it has been made possible by the Kenya Safari Lodges and Hotels and Pacific Realty Investment. We'll be discussing more of Pacific Realty Investment in the course of the week, but we welcome you to, you know, just try and engage them as you get to know what this they have, you know, in store to offer in regards to allowing you that chance to set up a home or to set up a structure, you know, the aspect of housing, affordable housing for that matter. Consider them as your preferred and the best partner in terms of making sure that this you can achieve with ease. And so we shift gears into understanding tourism and security, especially at the coast, because then we are honored to have, you know, Senior Charity Wangui, who's the Regional Tourist Police Commander. On this particular unit, we understand that the coast has the largest unit on matters tourism in the country, and therefore it's quite a hard task, especially when it comes to, you know, discussing matters security. And so we are honored to have her as she tells us more on what the government is doing to make sure that when you travel to Tsavo East, then you are guaranteed of security. Good to have you.
Thank you, Linda.
Asante sana for creating time. And here we are. When we're talking about the tourism sector or the tourism police, just what exactly are we being treated to?
Okay, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. When we talk about tourism police unit,
yes,
this is a unit within the police, National Police Service. It's a department like any other department. Let's say like traffic. Let me use traffic because that is the department that most people see all the time.
Yeah.
So it's a unit like any other unit within the service. And specifically it deals with the security of the tourists.
Right.
That is the local tourists and the international tourists. How do we do this? We do it by allowing the tourists to have peace in whatever that they are doing. Their movements to the parks like here, anywhere within the region.
Right.
Actually, I'm one of the commanders within the unit, but I'm specifically within the coast region.
Okay.
My title is the Mombasa Sector Commander.
Yes.
And that takes care of the entire coast region. That is all the way from Taveta. We are in Taveta County. We go to all the other 5 counties other than
coast.
Yes, other than just one county that tourism is not so much involved. That is the Tana River. But all the other counties, I'm in charge of them, and we take care of all the tourists. It doesn't matter whether they are local or they are international. And you see, when we have to take care of them, we need them to know that there is security.
Yeah.
As much as the government is doing the best they can to make sure that there is peace in this country, we are there to make sure that their movement is also secured by allowing all the tour operators to work with us.
Okay.
And some of the tour operators doesn't know that the tourism police exist.
Yeah.
And if they know, they do not even know our mandate. They do not know how they can make use of us.
Yeah.
Because it's very risky when a tour operator all by himself takes tourists and moves to a sanctuary like this one without the knowledge of the tourist police unit.
Okay.
Because in case anything happens, that is destruction of the property of the tourists or even their own lives, who would be answerable to that? We didn't know in the first place that they were going to this place.
Okay.
And this is very important for them to always notify us that we are doing this, we are moving to this place, so that where we are able to give escort, because we provide escort.
You highlight the fact that this knowledge is not out there, especially with the tour operators. What is being done towards making sure that there's that civic education, there's that knowledge that we have the tourism police unit that is charged of catering for us, and that we should work in tandem with them. We should synchronize the activities that we do in relation to what it is that they have as policies. What needs to be done, or what is this that we're failing to do to make sure that this word is spread out there?
Okay, right now, my boss, who is the commandant of this unit, and he's based in Nairobi, of the rank of an assistant inspector general, is sitting with the Ministry of Tourism to make things work and to make all the agents that work with the ministry understand the mandate of the unit. And they are working hand in hand to possibly incorporate the tourist police unit into the ministry so that we can be able to work together. And also the tour operators can understand us. They should know why we are there, so that when we interact, they don't see like we are coming to interfere with their business. Actually, without us, they wouldn't have business. And the tourism ministry is really doing the best they can to make sure that things are working. In the same order, the county government, we really want to incorporate them in this. And they are doing well. Within the coast region, I would say that I've received support from various governors. I would say like the Kilifi governor, he was the first one to support me, and he says that he really wants the tourist industry in his county to grow. Then the Kware, His Excellency Muvolia, yes, he's really been of help to me. He's helped my office, furnishing and even giving some stationaries, and he's there to work with us. He's given us the Minister of Tourism within the county to work with my officers who are in the army. And I feel such kind of support is really required, because if we do not get the support from the county level, will not be able to work at all. We will not feel like we are being embraced the way we should be, because if the county speaks about us and tells the people the importance of the tourist police unit, we wouldn't have
a problem operating. And that's clearly then articulates the fact that there's some challenges and difficulties. Before we get to that, what needs to be done so that a synchrony, well, at least maybe you've said of the things that need to be done, but it appears like there's some bit of conflict of interest, because then there's no clear understanding. Are your duties well cut, and do you suppose then as you come in, there are no levels where you would contradict the duties of the other officers that are on ground? Because I would want to believe that they will definitely have KWS, will definitely have other entities, other police units that are here. And I mean, every time we see a police, we know that theirs is tasked to ensure that security is at par. And sometimes some can actually overstep their mandate. And we also know that there's the existence of the county police unit. And so in this case, if you are to work seamlessly, how do you avoid that aspect of, contradicting the duties of each other?
Okay, that's a very good question. And one, I would want to emphasize here that our work is to protect the tourists. We have to protect their life, we have to protect their property, we have to provide escort, and that cannot be done by other police officers that are doing the general duty, as we call them. But an area like this one, the entire Taita Taveta County,
Yeah.
our unit is not really in it. We are more in the Mombasa, we are in Kware, we are in Lamu, we are also in Kilifi, more than in Taita.
Why not?
But that does not mean that the work is not going on.
Okay.
We incorporate and we work together with the county commander of this region. He helps us to do what we could have done from all that far.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have challenges at times, just like any other people. And when I can't reach there in time, there's somebody who is close who has to help me out. And that's why they come in. But eventually, they hand over the problem to us so that we can continue
with that.
But I would say we've not had lots of problems within this area.
And of course, we'll definitely want to know what are some of the possible risks and notable challenges that, not challenges, but notable risks and dangers that you know, tourists are prone to or are vulnerable to, that then it would be very, very important for this unit to be strengthened.
Let me just specifically speak about VOI.
Yeah.
We have the Kenya Wildlife Services, and they have been coming in handy in these things because of the game drive.
Yeah.
They are one of the agents that we work together.
Yeah.
We work with them, they help us. Without them, we cannot be able to do some of the things that you have seen around here. Even the game drives, you'll find that they give the escorts. And because we are trying the best we can to incorporate all the agents that are involved in the tourism industry, we make things easier and they make our work easier. And where we need to have investigations done, they'll definitely hand over such cases to us because they cannot do the investigations. They may do something very retro, but the rest they'll just hand over to us. And that's how we make it possible here. But I would tell you this today, that I know before the end of this year, something positive is going to happen.
Well, in this
and
unit,
as much as I'm looking forward to even meeting the leaders of this region so that we can work together, that is inclusive of the governor who is the head of this county, I know there's something positive that is going to happen.
Right.
Yes.
That's good. Now, you mentioned this year, and I'm glad that you mentioned it because we're headed to an electioneering period. It is at this point that tourists will always have fears of the unknown, and especially having come from the 2007-2008, electioneering period or post-election violence. After that, we have seen so much fears, and sometimes we have our very own tourists or people who've come to visit. Now they pack and go, pack and ship because of the fear of the unknown. We have seen investors who decide that, we are headed to an electioneering period in Kenya. It might not be very safe, so let's proceed and go home. What are some of the strategies for effectively managing the travel risk and the aspect of safety for them, especially at this point? I would want to believe that the programs then will be different in comparison to the normal days.
Very true. One thing is that we are not political people. And us not being in politics, wouldn't want to put the political aspect in our work. But you've seen it yourself. Since you arrived here, you've seen a lot of peace.
Yes.
And I want to believe that is how it's going to be, even during that period of elections. And it shouldn't stop people from traveling, having their peace, having their study, because when you talk about tourism, it involves lots of things. There are people who do this tourism thing because of a study they are doing. Why should it be stopped? Because of the politics of the country. Every country goes through this. And why should we stop our revenue as a country because of fear of the unknown? What I would encourage anybody, anyone who is watching us, is that there is a lot of peace in our country. And the Inspector General of Police is doing all the best he can to make sure that there is peace. And that's why we want to involve all the stakeholders, everyone who is involved in the tourism industry, whatever level, it doesn't matter. Let them know that we have tourist police unit all the way from Nairobi. If you are doing anything that is not within Coast Province, because if it means Coast, I am there. Anything not within Coast region belongs to the other sector, which is Nairobi.
Okay.
And we have our commandant there. Let us get connected. Let us get connected with the tourist police unit and we'll be helped. By the way, I would want to tell you about 2 or 3 weeks ago, there is an institution that involved, I wouldn't mention the names, an institution that involved a very classic tour agent. And I was surprised, as much as this company is big, they didn't know the existence of the tourist police unit. But after that contract, they now has to call me. They cannot take any journey without calling me because they saw what it means to have security. And this is what I want to say, that every movement, especially to the parks within our country, should have a police escort to ensure that there is proper security of the persons being escorted. Yes.
All right, and you mentioned the connection that is really, really crucial. That is internally or say domestic. What more is being done in terms of making sure that this connection equally is giving a proper streamline of activities even internationally with other entities, because I'd want to assume that a majority of times you'd find that it is different ambassadors, embassies that will always offer advisories to their citizens. Oh, do not proceed to that direction, it is not safe, even without having done consultation with the units on ground. How much of synergy and synchrony would be needed to make sure that even as other countries are offering tribal advisories, they are keen to understand of the actual details from the units that are on ground?
Okay, I wouldn't want to speak on behalf of my boss, but it is very important for anyone giving an information to first consult the people that are involved. Because how do you just wake up and say that Kenya is not safe when you've not consulted the people who are concerned? It's always important to get the right information from the people on the ground. And how do you get this? By connecting with those people. Because there is no way, Linda, you can say that Charity is ABCD when you don't know her, when you've never met her. So it's good and very important for every agent, every person that is giving advisory report, to make sure that they connect with the right people to get the right information. But obviously, if you go to the wrong people, they will give you the wrong information. You go to a particular security company, because it's giving escort, they will tell you it's not safe. Maybe they don't want you to continue, they want them only to drive, and they will disregard the other and degrade them and say things are not working. So my advice is get information from the right source.
All right.
Yes.
Aquatic tourism, pretty common right here at the coast, and I know you've spoken hugely about the security angles that you seek to achieve. But as of now, when we're talking about security at the beaches, which is really, really common, security, in our rivers, our lakes, and the high seas, the water areas, how heavy is it? How, instrumental is it? And I mean, I have interacted with the beach boys, for instance, and not to paint a bad picture of them. Sometimes, those people at the beaches can be a bit radical, especially when they want you to purchase their product or their service. And sometimes, there's that feeling like it is not very safe, it's not very comfortable, they overstep, places that they're not supposed to. If I am a local and I'm feeling the same, what more for that, foreign tourist?
Oh, a good one again.
Yeah.
We as the tourist police unit, we want to embrace everybody. We want to embrace even the beach boys, the parking boys, the hawkers who are within the beaches. So this is what we have done, to have them with us and not throwing them away, because they are also earning a living by being there. Some of them take the tourists into the deep of the ocean. They own boats, they own swimming costumes, and that is how they earn their living. We cannot throw them away, but we have put them in places. We have taken them into interviews, we've taken them into get-together meetings, and we've incorporated them in doing the tourism work, security with us. We are working with them. We are telling them what they are supposed to do and how they should also give us information, because there are some information that we may not know unless it comes from them. So they are not our enemies. We are partners. We are working together. And our mandate is to make sure that the tourists are not harassed by them. That you will not fear walking along the beach, even at 8 o'clock, early in the morning, because of the beach boys. We make sure that they do not harass anybody. And for the time I've been in this unit now, this is my 7th month, I've not had any case within the beaches, because we are working very well with them.
Normally it appears like the local or the person who's there, mwenyeji, has an advantage to the visitor. I'd want to believe that security cuts across. Well, their security too is paramount. The security of the animals, say, the aquatic animals that we have is equally paramount. The security of the tourists is paramount. What are the laws? Are there laws that are hefty or good enough to make sure that, even after one is caught, the wrong side, then, these laws will be friendly enough towards according justice and equally, discipline, the discipline that is needed?
Yes, we take care of that, and most of the hotels within the beaches have put notice within the hotels, and they've indicated very well that you're not supposed to do this, you are not supposed to go deep into the sea and carry these particular things, and there are laws that guides that. Mostly because we are not here to frustrate the tourism industry. Even the KWS, when they are there, and they are the ones who has the sections of law to take these people to court. If someone is really ignorant on whatever that is happening, they will actually be guided by that, and they'll be able to take care of that. And if they have to go to court, yes. If we have to forgive them, we forgive.
All right.
Yes, but we have to understand whether they were ignorant on this or they were doing it just to destroy our marine parks or whatever.
Well, that's amazing. Security, tourism security for that matter is crucial. And so as we come to a close, maybe in 45 seconds or thereabout, facing that camera, what would be your parting shots? What would be, your clarion call at this point when we are celebrating that week of tourism globally?
It's amazing to visit your country. It's amazing to allow yourself to understand your country. So what I would say is that we are safe. Our country is safe, our parks are safe, our beaches are safe, even all the historical areas are safe. So I would welcome everyone to visit the coast region and enjoy yourself without any fear of the unknown. Yes.
Well, Coast Region Tourist Police Commander Charity Wangui, thank you so much for speaking to us this morning. And on that very note, we understand how crucial security then is. But the beauty of it is that coming from the horse's mouth, coming from the commander herself, she says we are safe.
Yes.
I think that's the best that we carry for the day.
Yes.
And so far, I have experienced safety. I am certain that I'll be safe up until Friday. And so let's take advantage of coming to see what we are endowed with. Asante sana for speaking to us once again.
Thank you.
We close that conversation at that. We're getting to a different one after this short break. Freddie is still on standby with so much music. And also later on from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. we'll be having Dr. Ignatius Kibe on matters of health. After this break, we come with more.
Wow.
Thank you.